Hello and welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution 2, where today I just wanted to give you a quick little briefing, I guess you can say, on how to complete Canada Jurassic difficulty. Now I will be doing a tips and tricks video for each of these different scenarios because they are quite unique in how they work. So, just for proof to tell you that I have beat it on Jurassic difficulty, not any of the others though. I do have it up here, so for Jurassic difficulty on Canada mode, your conditions are you have a starting cash of $4 million, which is pretty decent. There are wild dinosaurs, and by that it means the Brachiosaurus. The research cost is high, the staff salary is high, and the rest times are long, and also the staff rest costs are a lot higher. This is what makes it hard here. You are, very strapped for cash. Is that the right word? I don't know. But yeah, anyway, we're going to go into my Canada save for this challenge mode. So I've got it on Canada Jurassic. We'll go into there and I'll show you kind of how I did the basic setup and what you want to do to be able to complete this. Now, if you compare this with some of the other conditions, some of the other maps, Canada is probably the easiest challenge mode you will do. And honestly, once you kind of figure out how it works, it does get kind of easy. There is its like ups and downs, but it's nothing that's going to end your game. The first piece of advice I'd like to give is do not worry about the par time. As you can see, I did it in 9 hours 31. I still got my rewards. I still completed it. Do not worry about the par time. This is insignificant. If you're worrying about that par time, you're going to stress out. You're going to make mistakes. It's not going to be good for you. That, as well as, if you get to that, just to the part-time and you're not going to make it, I've done it before too when I thought the part-time mattered. I've ended the game because on Jurassic difficulty, this is in the first game, I ended it because I thought, well, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to get my rewards. But you do. So just do it. Just don't worry about par-time. Seriously. If you go over par in golf, you can still win the game. It doesn't matter. Par is just the expected amount of time. And clearly I'm not good enough. When you start off, you're going to have the very obvious, the arrival point, and you're going to have the control center. Now, what you're going to do with most of these challenge modes is immediately as you can start, you're going to press pause. You want to stop that cash from going down. And what you want to do is you want to immediately build the science center, and you just want to get some of your basic construction out of the way. Things like viewing galleries and these the emergency shelters and toilets and the response facility, wherever that is. Here, it's called the response facility. They're all going to have to be researched, and most of them come from when you actually release a dinosaur. So, you want a dinosaur in your park. You want to release a dinosaur. So what you're going to do is you're going to have to build a hatchery too. So the basic layout is what I have here. You can always have the hatchery over here. You can have it wherever you want, but you want it to all be very close together so you minimize the costs for like the power station. If you can fit everything within one backup generator, I managed to squeeze it just in here, which was awesome. That's going to be great. Now, once you have that going, what you want to do is you want to release a Struthiomimus, and then you want to get your research going to get the capture team. Once you have the capture team, you want to go over to where the Brachiosaurus is over here. You want to trank that, and you want to put it in an enclosure over here. Unfortunately, my Brachiosaurus has died. It's very sad. Now, what you want to do is you want to get shops. You want to get the amenities. So you start generating enough income that you start to break even. So you want to have each of the amenities. You want to have an emergency shelter. You want to have a restroom. You want to have a small hotel and a viewing gallery so people, your park actually generates appeal and people come to see your dinosaurs. And that will in turn bring in money. And at that point, you're going to break even. And what you want to do is you want to hold out because there's going to be a first storm. What you want to do is you want to have everything set up. So you want to have your capture team, and you want to have a paleo medical facility, and ideally, and you can very easily get this, you want some small power stations. You'll probably only need one in the beginning, but they're going to be a necessity because once that first storm hits, you're going to start losing money. So as soon as you see that little storm symbol pop up, immediately open your emergency shelter. So that's going to decrease the rate at which your star rating goes down. So you're not going to lose money as fast. And what that allows you to do, that allows you to have, it allows your cash to stay relatively stable. It is going to drop quite a bit. But once that's done, you're probably going to have some dinosaurs with some sort of ailment, whether it be a disease or it's going to be hypothermia. So you want that paleomedical facility there so you can treat them and get that done. And then everything's going to return back to normal. You're going to be all good. You're going to be able to start making money again. You're going to start releasing more dinosaurs, and eventually it's going to build up. And over time, once you get past that first storm, it gets easy from there. As long as you're set up and ready for that storm, you're all good. Now, the dinosaurs you want for that is obviously the Brachiosaurus, and what I had was just Struthiomimus. So I had about, 12 Struthiomimus and then 1 Brachiosaurus. That is all you need. You don't want to make any Pseudoceratops or Dilophosaurus until after, when, you've got enough money to, if there's another storm or if there's a disease outbreak, you've got some money to fall back on, so you're going to be okay. Now, there is the constraints of the higher scientist salary and everything. So ideally, what you want to do is you want to get scientists that have altruistic salary, and cheaper research is another good one to have. Now, with my scientists, so what I did with this, I wasn't losing too much money, I only had 6 scientists, and they all have the max training they have is level 3. I didn't go any higher than that, otherwise, the cost is going to go up. Like, look at that. That's 170,000 just for these 4. But the cost is going to go up too much that you're not going to be able to handle it if you have it any higher than, level 3. And if you have any more than 6 scientists, it's going to be taking a lot of cash out of your bank account. So what I did is, if I for some reason needed to research something, or I needed to hatch a certain creature, like I think it was the Tylosaurus, and I needed to hire another scientist that had higher genetics or higher welfare or higher logistics, I would do that. I'd let them do the task I needed them to do, and then I'd fire them, because a lot of the time they'd have salaries of up to $50,000, which is absolutely insane. Now, I did build multiple staff centers, as you can see, but that's so I could decrease the time on their rest. Another thing you want to get is the efficiency upgrade. So the efficiency upgrades, which then allow you to get the cost upgrades, so you can get improved administration, which decreases staff salaries by 10%, which is very helpful. Now, like I said, after that first storm, it does get a bit easier. You can just start making the park as you need. As you can see, I have a large herbivore exhibit here. I've got some Camarasaurus, Pseudoceratops, and Nodosaurus in here. And here I've got some Werhusaurus, and some Gallimimus. Here I have Ceratosaurus. Ceratosaurus is amazing because it's relatively reasonably priced, and they've got really good welfare, and you can put a lot in one enclosure. They're very easy to care for. Ceratosaurus is amazing. I would highly recommend Ceratosaurus. In this enclosure, I have some Dilophosaurus. In here, I've got Apatosaurus and Parasaurolophus. Once you start generating a lot of money, and as you can see, I've got 17 million. I'm sitting really comfortable. You're going to want to get a marine reptile exhibit going, so a lagoon going. What I have in here are some Elasmosaurus with some Tylosaurus, and really the Tylosaurus is what I made that at the end. That was one of my last creatures. That's what helped me get my appeal high enough, so I started generating a lot of money. Attractions, you can add them in. They're a nice way to generate appeal. They're not important. I've got a Carnotaurus exhibit here. If we go over here, I've got I've got a tour here just to help, keep that appeal high. And here I've got some Metriacanthosaurus, which again are very great, but you're going to wait till the end to get them, really. They were my last creatures that got me over. So with amenities, what you want to do is, you've got these, right, and you want to satisfy them. But if I'm being honest, this is not important here. What you want to do is you want to go to configure, and I've only got 2 things here. What you want to do is you want to go into this and just scroll through until you see what's going to generate the highest income. And usually if you have an increase in money, the little profit symbol here is going to go blue. If it decreases it, it's going to go red. Once you've picked out what you're going to be selling, your product type, you're going to go into your interior modules and just, again, scroll through and see what's going to generate the highest income. Once you've picked that, you go over to the next one, see if you can fit another one in. If you can, put that in. Then you go to a third one, see if you can fit a third one in. If you can't, then leave it. If you can, put that in and just keep going until whatever you put in is not going to make any money. And what you want to do is you want to regularly come back to these, because guests are going to move and stuff, and you're going to have to change what's in them, and that's just going to help you make more money. Because in this game, what gets you those star ratings is how much income you're generating, rather than just your overall park rating like it was in the last game. But I hope I was able to help. If you have any more questions, do leave them in the comments. I will reply to all of your questions. But yeah, this, like I said, is a very easy challenge mode once you kind of know what you're doing. This took me a lot of attempts. I mean, a lot of attempts. This was probably my, I don't know. I don't think I did any more than 10 attempts. I don't want to say I did that many. I want to say this was probably like my 6th attempt. A lot of the time, that storm would just ruin me. It would just leave me broke, and I didn't have enough money to rebuild and, get my, I broke even, but I just didn't have the paleo medical facility, and my dinosaurs got sick. That dropped my rating, and yeah, it wasn't good. So this is actually really important to get in the start. I do highly recommend getting everything you need for a park. So hatchery, power stations, science center, paleo medical facility, response facility. You don't have to worry about the expedition center until later, so that's okay. Also, you're going to have random scenarios which can either really help you or really screw you. I got very lucky on this one to actually get one of the ones where a company, a untrusted company or whatever, gives you $5 million. You can choose to have $5 million or refuse it. I obviously took that money. That's a lot of money. I'm going to want that money. But, that didn't really help me to succeed. That, if anything, just helped speed it up a bit, because I was generating enough money anyway. That allowed me to just speed up by getting some more dinosaurs in faster and, going out on expeditions and doing research. That's all it helped me with. But you're also going to get ones that screw you. Don't be afraid if on your first attempt you don't do it properly. That's fine. Like I said, it took me 6 attempts. It's whatever. You're going to fail. You may not fail. You may not be as dumb as me. You may do well. But if you do fail, don't let that bother you. There's a lot of the time, if you follow this, and again, it may not be the best, but if you follow this, you should do okay. You should be able to pass. Again, like I said, do not worry about the part-time. If you get screwed over with certain things like the site manager being sick and you have to either pay money or get one of your scientists to do it but they're unrested, or you have to wait even longer, it can be annoying, but ultimately they shouldn't hurt you too much. Another thing I forgot to mention are the contracts. I always go for the ones that are going to make me the most money, but after a while, after you got about 2 stars, 2.5 stars, they really don't become important. Again, they just, in the beginning, they're super helpful. Always pick the ones that are going to be easiest. They can be a bit vague on what they want you to do, but pick ones that are going to give you a lot of money and are going to be easy. Stuff like the increase your park appeal, you're going to be doing that anyway, and you're just going to be getting money for it. So that's a no-brainer in my opinion. Same with increasing your park rating or increasing the population of dinosaurs. It's something you're going to be doing anyway, so there are always good contracts to choose. But yeah, I think that's it for what I can say about Jurassic difficulty on Canada. Some of those things I said at the end, I guess really apply to all of them with the contracts and the random scenarios that kind of keep you on your toes. But yeah, I will say it now. Challenge mode in Jui 2, yes, I'm calling it Jui, was much better than the challenges in Jurassic World Evolution 1. This just feels so much more realistic. It feels, more unique. It actually feels like a challenge. Don't get me wrong. The Jurassic difficulty in Jurassic World Evolution 1 was hard. Diseases were so annoying and storms were so frequent and just lasted forever. It did make it hard, but this is just so much harder. this is insane. But I love it so much. It's so much fun. Yes, it's annoying when you're not succeeding, but like once you break even, once you start making money and you're just building a park, it does get fun. Another tip, just, kind of coming to my head. I don't know what I'm saying. But another tip is don't try to make a pretty park. I do, just because I have a bit of OCD when it comes to this kind of thing. I got to have the straight paths and everything looking nice. But yeah, what you want to do really is just cram it all in as much as you can. And try and make a functioning park. It doesn't have to be pretty. But yeah, anyway, that's going to do it for this one. So thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!